This week's topic is reading and writing. I'm just going to go through, I know a lot of you are incorporating the Smartboard into your lessons. I'm just going to show you a couple ways that teachers have told me they're using it, some things I found just through the exchange that you may or may not already know about, just things that you can incorporate to the way you teach already. This one is just creating characters, and you can do this a couple of different ways. You can actually do this ahead of time and use your page recorder and actually move them around as the action in the book. So then when you replay it as you're reading it to your kids, the characters are moving and they can see the events taking place. Another way to do this is to do it after you read a story or a student reads the story, and have them come up and move the characters around as they retell the story. This one is a way to introduce new vocabulary words or to review them. If you're introducing them, you can always just have the kids, I'm moving the fish. You can have the kids just pull the hooks out of the water to introduce the new words. If you are reviewing, you can always have the students pull one up and then give you a definition, an example, a sentence, something to show that they know what the word means. This is a phonics lesson. It can also be a vocabulary. All the letters are infinitely cloned, so the students can use them as much as possible. So if the teacher says a word, the students can use it in a sentence and spell it, or students can say a word, use it in a sentence and spell it. It depends on if you just want students creating their own words, or if you want them using words from a story, or vocabulary, or spelling words, depending on your grade. And then they would just move them up, and then they stay here because they are infinitely cloned, so they won't disappear. And so they can make as many words, and you can make more boxes, you can group these, delete these, and keep going. This one is a game, and this game has the different vowel sounds. So when they spin it, they'll have a long I, so they'll just move their frog until they get to where there's a long I. Then the next student can go. You can just put random words that have the different vowel sounds. You could put spelling words, you could put vocabulary words, and you could put definition, use in a sentence, give an example, illustrate where they have to draw a picture, and that way you can edit the spinner and change the words and do it however you want. You can do it in teams, you can have it like a station where the kids come up and do this with you. Whatever works for your class. Venn diagrams, younger grades, you can give words for them to move around. In older grades, if you're doing two different kinds of books, or the author, the same author, different books, you can make them create their own things to put in here. This one is word work, so let me get my eraser. And what this does is they're changing one letter at a time. So in this one, they took out the R to make a new word. They're taking a letter out each time. Gaps. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Gas, as, and then you end up with A. And it's just word work. Let me go back and get my... This is kind of like a tic-tac-toe board where they have our choice board where they can kind of do their own thing. So they're rolling. This has to do with a story. So they are. Oh, my die doesn't want to work. So you can put one of them on here. You can give them numbers, and they're just moving the die, and then like you can number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have more than that on here, and it just makes it random. Or if they don't know what they want to do, this is another way. This one is you're actually inserting words. And this one, here's the words. It's from a story. And you want it random. And you want it a book. Like you can change this to, let's say, a box. And hit OK. And so it's a box there. And let me go back to the book. So then you're going to read the words in the word generator from the selection and ask students to generate sentences. So you can, the words are going to come out. And then you could do it as they come out. You can have a bunch of words come out, and then as soon as they have enough to make a sentence, you can use this from to create sentences from a book you just read. You can do vocabulary. You can use this a lot of different ways. You can also have different things to who, what, when, where, so they're actually having to discuss the different elements of the book or article. I've shown this one before. This can be used for reading or writing. It's just a page from Al Moon, and then as, like it says, a train whistle blew, you click the train, so you could hear that. Another way to use this is in writing. They heard a train. That's a simple sentence, but look how descriptive this is. It blew long and low like a sad, sad song. So you could get them to add detail and descriptive words to their writing. You can put flash files in here. This is just a flash file. It's a reading game that the kids can play. You could, instead of putting on the internet, recreate a scene. I found this in another document that had different tips. But if you're doing Romeo and Juliet, you can pick a scene and have them recreate it. So you supply they put the pictures on here. Another idea that I've heard of is sometimes teachers will put a background picture if students are talking about something. So they'll put them in the scene, the students, with just having this as a background. This is another layering activity and grouping with the different colors. So they can predict what it'll be, and then they can check their own answer. And these are just, it's just the different colors, and these are just the rectangles and the different colors, and they just brought these forward. Different depending on what you're doing in your reading and your grammar. You can just use the things from the activity toolkit to move back and forth. Don't ever forget those activities that are already there, and you just hit edit and insert the phrases. Those are good, quick things that the kids love. Definitely in writing, if you edit sentences or paragraphs, do it on the smartboard. Give the kids a chance to go up and see it. It's a great way to do it. This one is an activity where they're actually trying to figure out how the author's getting their point across. So, like, number 1, use dialogue. You could even make these different colors so the kids are color coding what they see in certain piece of literature. that you're studying, or just ones that you find that you want to use. You can use the matching from the activity toolkit to do characters and the roles they play. This is in the activity toolkit as well, and it's sequencing sentences. You can add the text in here to begin with, or for your older students, you can, after you read something, tell me something that happened in the book. And then you type that in as the kids are telling you, and hopefully they're not telling you in the exact order. You can go back and forth and then have them put them back together in order, because then they're giving you the ideas to enter in there. Random image chooser, you can get pictures, like this is from Al Moon. You can put the images in and from a story, a picture book, or something that happened in a book they read, and well, what event does this remind you of? So when they select it, and these are all blank, but so when this picture comes up, well, what event in the book does this picture remind you of? A little slow, but it did it. These are some primary websites, interactive websites that are great for reading. I do not know if any of them are blocked or not. I have not tried them at school. And then I have some other websites that are good for reading that and I tried to put little descriptions next to them. I want to show you this one, buildyourwildself.com, because it has some different uses. So if you go to buildyourwildself.com, students, you can start and you're creating all these different features. So you can have them create something that they want to write about. You can have them, I mean, it doesn't even have to be silly. I mean, you don't have to add tales and stuff like that. But they could use the description from the book, you know, or create a character here to write about. The kids like it a lot. I've even seen a teacher save these. Each kid makes one and saves it, and instead of their name on like a lunch count or an attendance, the teacher put each child's wild self on there with their name underneath it instead of their names or a picture. So this was on their lunch count, and they each created their own. So I thought that was kind of cool. This other thing is, it's a really long address. You have to include it all, but you can create, just like on the Wii, you can create your me character and change it however you want. And it defaults, but then you can avatar name, creator name, and they can make their own me characters. The other thing I wanted to show you is an easy way to look for flash files. So let's say you are wanting to find an interactive activity flash file for plot development. So you search it, and then you'll get all the stuff, but if you go all the way to the bottom, your advanced search is down here. So click on it, and then you can actually choose your file type. So you go here, and you would scroll down to SWF Shockwave Flash, and then click Advanced Search, and it will only give you those flash files so that you can insert them in. The way to insert a flash file is Insert Flash File, and then here you just copy paste the URL. So you would go to the page and copy the web address, and then just paste it here and hit open, and it will put it on a brand new page. For those of you that liked templates in here, you can go to this and just edit the templates. Any page you see in a document, if you have it in the where you can see all the different pages, and click on the page you want, and then this arrow right here, add page to gallery. So I'm going to click that.